Because honestly, if I don't record, we're never going to record.
No problem.
Hi, how have you been this new year?
Hi. Been pretty good. Oh, yeah, but outside of the foot, the year's been going like great, actually. So thank you for asking. Happy New Year to you and your family, too.
Yes, of course. I got to know what happened to the foot, though. I got to know because new year, new foot.
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've broken a bone in years. I've never broken a bone. So I was carrying 8 bags of groceries up my steps. So like I don't believe in going to the car to get to do 2 trips. So I slung all the bags in my forearms.
Oh my God.
Walking up the steps like this. And can you believe I've been living here for 20-something years? My foot got caught in between the steps like this and folded when I tripped the board, and I heard these snapping noises. And then my neighbors all came out and I was like, okay, something bad happened. I don't feel too good. And they're like, they helped me get the bags in my apartment. And then like literally I came back in here, my foot swelled up like a grapefruit. It was like purple and like this
oh
big.
Shit.
So yeah, so I had to so I had the next day my friends took me to the doctor and they go, yeah, you got the trifecta. So it's just fractured foot and sprained and like tore the tendons.
Oh my God. I guess you won't be doing that again. Yeah.
Never again.
No, but let's try something different.
Exactly. So, I'm going to get a bobsled and pull everything up to the.
Oh my God. Oh, wait, that'd be really cool. That was in like Bob's Burgers, one of the episodes. But anyways, you are highly underrated. I mean, Batman, Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, Clan of the Vein. I mean, my God, how does Anil begin? Like, where did you start all this? You have done so many projects. I mean, I think you're even musically inclined, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, like let's start with the sperm and the egg. That's how we get. That's how I started.
Yes, thank God, because you have done some really cool stuff, and I think a lot of people would be interested on your backstory a little bit. I'm interested because listen, Batman vs Superman, I love, so I got it.
Oh, thank you. I just got started. I was always drawing since I was a kid. And I used to get in trouble at school for drawing like Battle Planets and G-Force characters and Spectre-Man and Spider-Man all over my notebooks and everything too. And I've just been drawing since I was a kid. And then my mom's an artist who also plays piano. Oh. And my dad is a guitar player. So it just kind of was in our family to be musicians and artists too. So what happened was, they were very supportive. So when I told them I wanted to get to doing arts and doing comic books and movies and everything too when I got older, they put us in they put me and my sister both in piano classes. And I started taking drum lessons, and then I was always drawing in school and taking art classes all the time too. So when I finally got the chance to go to college, I was basically accepted in the USC for the architecture and art program. So I just came out to go to school over here. Then I did that, got my degree, luckily, and got out. And it took a little bit of time to get hooked up in the real world. But once I did, I met the right people and got myself into the unions. Everything was going pretty smoothly after that. So that's basically how the whole thing happened. But really, it started from drawing since I was a kid, just doodling, and then
it's quite cool. I mean, the storyboard. I think a lot of people that is everything. Doing a storyboard of a movie, anything. So, when you are doing a storyboard, what goes through your head? I mean, because it's like a clean slate.
Yeah, you have to kind of if I'm doing stuff for myself, I know stuff that I personally do as a director. But when you're working with someone who's a director and they hire me to work on their film, I'll usually ask them what movies they like. And they'll always tell me The Big Lebowski. Every director I've ever worked with always like The Big Lebowski. I'm like, yeah, I knew that one. But they always ask about it. They always say that one. And they'll say we like certain scenes from the movie Heat. We like certain scenes from, Batman. We like certain scenes from The Color of Money. And we tie that. Then I said, it's okay. I'll go home and watch those movies, and I'll watch the scenes they talked about. And I'll kind of come up with in my head how their style is supposed to look. So I'll design the storyboards. Pretty much anyone who's watching the podcast, storyboards are basically like a comic book that shows you what the movie's supposed to look like before it ever gets filmed. So everything you see on TV or in a movie is something that myself or someone else drew at first, like comic book pages going from scene to scene. And then you take that as a blueprint and make a movie based on that. That way the director can show the cast and the crew, here's what every shot's going to look like. And you go, okay, great.
It's pretty epic. I mean, this is like the groundwork for everything. You need a good storyboard. Now, something that really did, it was kind of exciting. When I was younger, Teen Wolf, I loved. And then I saw your thing with your comic. It's used a little bit and I was like, what? That is so cool. How did that feel when your work really started to get recognized?
It felt amazing, actually, because I remember what it's like to be out there hustling, like going to Comic-Cons and showing your portfolio, like with tears in your eyes, going, "Please hire me, please, I do anything." But,
wait, you have to have the beanie. I have brought out mine as an honorary beanie person.
I love it, and it's purple too, which is my favorite color.
Purple's awesome. My favorite color. Stop.
Oh no way! We have even more in common.
Yay!
I like it. It looks cute. Yeah,
but it must feel really awesome when people like appreciate your work. And my God, I mean, what was your favorite project to work on that you feel like fulfilled you the most? Not the biggest project, just what fulfilled you the most as an artist.
Probably the movie Bunraku that I worked on. But I did that with Josh Hartnett and Woody Harrelson. And that was probably the biggest thing because I worked on that movie from start to finish. And then even when it was done and they had test audiences for it, they called me back again to come work on the next big chunk of it too. So I think that one personally, because I learned a lot on that movie. I did like everything. I worked as an actor on it, storyboard artist, concept artist, prop designer. And I did like a lot of stuff on that film. So that's why it's kind of like, that's my personal favorite thing that I've worked on. Plus the guy Moshe who directed that became a good friend of mine. And he really taught me how to, do the proper way of storyboarding. Before I was kind of like, not half-assing it, but I was doing it like a comic book. And he said, well, no, you got to whenever you have a character in a scene on this side of the screen, that same character has to be on this side of the screen and like the other character on this side of the screen. So to keep the continuity and make the audience confused, like it's called don't cross the line. There's a line that you.
That's really cool. What would you say to people aspiring to do something in your genre, like something that you learned? Like some people have said, like, humble yourself. What would you say?
Definitely be humble. Don't open your mouth and brag. Because I know so many people do that. They put that stupid crap up online. Really? I've got this big project coming on, but I can't talk about it. That means, hey, guess what? You're not working. We all know it. I know it. You know it. Everyone knows it.
If you're busy, you're not talking about it yet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's better to just kind of lay low and do your stuff. And people are always wondering online, like, where is this person? What are they doing? Then all of a sudden, like, if you have a publicist, they'll release the information to deadline or wherever that it comes out. People know you're working on. But never talk about something before it starts because you always jinx it. And
it might also never release. It might stay canned. It's like,
yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine did a bunch of these low-budget horror movies, and she got a part in a very famous movie. And then all the low-budget movies that she did all got released at that point in time. It was the craziest thing. And I was like, well, I knew that was going to happen because the movie became a major success. And then, like, all these movies that she did started popping up all over.
Well, that's not really, like, the saturation isn't good either because too much saturation, it's like, you want one project.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool to see a whole bunch of things coming out at the exact same time because that one movie took off. Yeah, being humble is like the most important thing too, and also being listening. Stop talking. I think people tend to jump and start talking to oversell themselves, and like it comes off being very braggart-like, and that's not cool. Everyone's got some good advice to give. Just keep your mouth shut, listen to what people say, and take all those different things and kind of contribute them towards what's going to help you in your philosophy.
Yeah, I think that's really important for pretty much any career that, when you're just starting out, like just sip it a little bit. Because, for example, somebody like you've been around, you have a lot of experience, expertise, and maybe somebody just starting out, like, they need to learn a little bit. And I think with my generation, especially, there's a little bit of a problem where my generation is kind of taking over. So they're not listening to the people who are in the higher up positions. They're just kind of like taking over. Yeah. There was an article on that people are firing Generation Z because of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Generation Z is like not getting hired because like, let's say they're working under you, right, as like an assistant or intern for Storyboard. Neil, your job would be done. They'd be telling you how to do it.
Oh
and that's not good. That's just not good. Musically, are you still playing in the band?
Not right now. I had to take a break from that too, because that requires a lot of time and patience. I haven't played drums in a long time. So, but yeah, like it was just it's a fun thing to do. Like I used to love going on tour. I was putting a lot of time into it. But I don't know how it's so hard to be like a full-time musician going on tour and having to go to band practice every single day.
Yeah.
And being able to have a movie career. So like, since I already had some success doing, like going on tour and playing in bands, I decided to focus my attention on doing movies on a full-time basis. So now it's kind of like if somebody calls me and like I had got like part of the summer free and says, hey, we're going to be like doing a show at so-and-so place. Do you want to come and fill in on drums or something? I do a lot of fill-in work. So I'll just kind of go and rehearse with the band and like, see if I fit in with them really well. If I do, then we move.
So basically you kneel whenever you want to kneel. Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that works too. When it comes to, since you're very passionate about your movies and things that you do in that sort of genre, what would you want people to remember you as? Like the biggest thing that you contribute?
Honestly, it's not quite there yet. Hopefully everything will work out. But my vampire project is kind of the vein that I'm doing with my writing partner, Neil Edmond.
Ooh, vampires.
If everything goes good with that, I'd be super happy, because that's it's such a big worldly thing. It's a term we have called world building. It's like Star Wars for vampire fans.
Oh,
so
vampire.
We've been really busy. Yeah, so it's been fun. We've been putting that together. But now that zombies are kind of coming to an end, like vampires start to be coming back into the media again too. So hoping this will be going after this. But that's the one that I really put my heart and soul into. It's like there's so much involved with it. It couldn't be described in a couple of words. I mean, the best thing I can say, the whole project could be summed up as Die Hard with Vampires. So
behind you, is that your artwork?
Up here? No, that's actually Richard Corbin, who's one of my favorite comic book artists. And this is a print from, oh gosh, I forgot her name. She has like all these creepy Victorian art prints.
Oh, and, it looks really awesome though. It looks like really cool. And then what do you have hanging?
That's a plant.
Like somebody's head. Oh my God, never mind.
Yeah. Well, yes, it is. Wink, wink.
Oh my God.
That's a plant. I got plants all over my place. It's like Jurassic Park. But that's actually that demon right there, that mask, is actually the Cthulhu, which is from the movie The Relic. Oh. So that's the actual carved demon from the movie.
And then, well, since it's Jurassic Park, what is that on the left side of you? Because I'm like, it's like green and like.
Oh, it's a velociraptor in camouflage. Just kidding. No, it's a big plant. It's starting to I got to rewater it.
Gil, is your whole place like swamped with?
Yeah, pretty much. There's like not one piece of.
The mind inside somebody doing storyboards. This. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like I decorate it with all my favorite. I have a lot of plants. I also do all of my favorite. With all of my favorite movie memorabilia. So there's something in my apartment, whether it be a statue or art print, poster or movie thing from all of my favorite artists. It's wrapped around my entire apartment. So I feel very creative when I'm here. And since we're all forced to work at home right now, it kind of helps with creative juices more. So
if you are not in the movie industry, where would you be?
Honestly, I really like roller skating. I probably like a roller skating instructor.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's like the closest I feel to flying. Even like riding dirt bikes too, and doing like mountain biking.
I just like the rolling. Oh.
Yeah, it's like I was terrible at sports, but I was always good at skating. I was always good at bicycling. I can bike like a mother. So it's always been like my thing. It feels like you're flying when you're going at full speed. Oh. I like to do something like that. It'd just be fun. But really, even being a painter would be a pretty cool thing. I'd like doing these big pop art paintings like Andy Warhol. So I'd like to just be a painter and just sit there and crank out paintings all day long.
Oh, that's so cool. I mean, one way or another, it would be art, right? Because I feel like that's just your soul and your passion. So I know we discussed about upcoming projects. You don't like to divulge, but you got to say something. Is there anything you could say about stuff you're working on that can say?
Yeah, let's see, there's a movie that's coming out called Unbreakable that I worked on my storyboard with my friend John Gunn. That's with Zach Levi, the guy from Chuck, and who plays Shazam. That's coming out pretty soon. And then I've got a project I'm going to be directing that we're putting everything together right now called Still Small Voice. So that one we're actually going to be doing it's a virtual production, and it's kind of how they did the Mandalorian TV show. They've got a big stage with LED lights. And you film everything on these small sound stages, and you make it look like a big, huge movie without having to actually go to locations to film things. So we're just negotiating stuff right now with the company down in Florida to see how we can make it all work together. And you can literally shoot a $30 million film on $200,000 and make it look fantastic. We're really busy putting that together. And that's my first time working as a feature director. And our vampire project right now is with two very famous directors in the company. They're looking at it. So I'm gonna have them I'm gonna have to return the phone call. They called me a couple of days ago. I gotta return the call, see how we can make it work together too. They just told me they wanted to take it from the film and see if we can do a TV series based on it and how we would structure that. So I got to contact my writing partner and work with them on that and see how we can make it, just kind of reformulate it around. But they like the artwork, they like the storyline, but we see if we can make it into a TV version.
TV on like CW or something, or a short series on like Hulu, Netflix, because those are very popular. Yeah, because that would be like pretty epic, I think.
Yeah, it's like a virtual production. So you'd do it, you'd have it be done on sound stages using motion capture, and like you have it translated into like an anime or something like that too as a series. And then if that goes good, and if it gets good reviews, hopefully we'll be able to get that made an actual feature film too. It's pretty expensive project, so that's why everybody loves it, but it's a money thing right now. So we can kind of start low and start small, I should say, and do a smaller version of it. And if that gets a good foundation fan base, and get the big one going. That's what we're all
now with COVID. How has that kind of shifted how you're doing things? Because you're talking a lot about remote, and so how has that impacted like planning this new film that you're doing?
It adds more like a cost to everything. Like for example, the movie Unbreakable that we did, that was a Lionsgate film. We did that in Oklahoma for $6 million. 1.7 million went to COVID for testing. Wow. Also, we like all the cast members got tested every day. All the crew got tested every other day. And I had to wear the big face shield mask, and then had to wear like rubber gloves. And I had my own office when I was storyboarding and everything too. And like the catering is all gone now. Everything's being done. Like they bring you like a little box with your meals and give it to you that way. And at that point, they weren't doing communal dining, having like a big eating area outside. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they're doing it now. But this was like when I was on location in Oklahoma last year. So it's a little bit different. But, because of COVID, like I just got an office on the Sony lot, and like 2 days before they announced we couldn't go on the lot, and so I've been working at home. So a lot of the stuff I had framed, like this piece right back here, that was one of the things I had framed to put in my office, and like all of it I just put in my apartment. Because like, well, what's the point? Because we're not going to be going back to the.
I mean, on one end, it is good that the studios are taking such a precaution because. Come on, I mean, getting sick, why? I mean, you can lose your taste, your scent, but on the other end, it's like you could die, just die. Yeah. On one end, though, I mean, God, it's costing a lot of money, Neil. I mean, is it meeting out? Is it worth it in the end?
Yeah, everyone's been pretty safe. Like, I haven't heard of anything, because like if something goes wrong and one person catches COVID on set, the whole production gets shut down, which is going to cost tons of money. So they really make the effort to like make everybody very cautious about everything while you're on set nowadays. And I think it's pretty smoothly.
What I mean, though, is like when these things get released, is it meeting out? These COVID-produced films, are they meeting like box office numbers, or do you think like the industry is kind of like at a stop right now?
I'm not too sure. Like I don't know because I think a lot of things are being released in theaters, but they're also being available on streaming services at the same time. So I'm not quite sure how that's working out financially with it. I know like Spider-Man.
That did really well. I think Scream beat them in the box office for theater. The only thing with theater is, I don't know. I mean, being in a theater with people with COVID makes me really like, I'd rather stream and pay the money, like as though like I went there.
Yeah, I mean, most people are streaming it at home now too. I mean, it's still fun to go to theaters, but even if you have your vaccine card here in California, you still have to wear a mask when you go to theaters.
Yeah, here too, New York.
Yeah, and with someone like me, when you have to wear glasses watching a movie, your glasses are always getting fogged up, and it's hard to like.
Neil, I know.
Yeah,
I know. I wear. I know, but God, I mean, COVID's made me like very like very like freaked out. So, is there anything else that you would like to share with anybody? Because I think this went very well.
Well, thanks. Well, yeah, like let's see. Do you need my social media handles so people can see what we're doing online? And, like,
sure, you can give your social media handle, of course.
Okay, well, on Instagram, I'm at Clan of the Vein. It's the @ symbol, then CLANOFTHEVEIN. You can also see what I'm doing on Twitter. I post updates too that are like, I kind of drop hints as to what I'm doing, but I can't talk about certain things, obviously, because I have to wait till if I sign NDAs.
Is the Neil, everybody. Here he is.
It. I look for the cool like vampire logo thing. So that's my personal page, and also the page for like our vampire project. Which I share both. Yeah, I share like both information. It's the same thing. The vampire one is the same thing. It's Clan of the Vein is the same page as my vampire.
Okay. Because I was like, I'm gonna find this vampire.
Yeah, it's the same one. Which I just kind of like add personal stuff in sometimes, and most of the time it's all like horror stuff and everything too. And Twitter, I'm at Neil DeMonte, and also on Facebook, you can find me at the Facebook Clan of the Vein page. And I usually post I'll drop little hints as to what I'm working on, but I can't, obviously, if I'm signing NDAs, I can't post anything. I won't show anything until the project actually comes out. But it's pretty fun. I mean,
don't worry, you're not perjuring yourself. You're good. You are good. I mean, vampires, glampires, it sounds really cool, but you're good. Don't worry.
Thanks. Yeah, say nothing.
Thank you so much for coming on. I loved having you.
Thank you, Lillee.
Please don't break your other foot.
I'll try. Yeah, since I'm a
No. Don't break it because genuinely,
okay.
don't. Bye.
Okay, bye. Nice meeting you too.
Yeah.